order for the first proposal of the 2026 budget, and we will call this meeting to order. We'll do the pledge of allegiance. Jenny, you gonna take your hat off?
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Just do roll call.
Okay, Floyd Drive,
I'm here.
Byron Doherty, Brenda Beatty.
Here.
Okay,
Jenny called and said she was sick.
Jenny's sick,
Yes.
okay.
And Austin's filling in for Mara.
Okay. Okay, the first paper you guys have, it's notice to, the notice to the taxpayers. This is the notice showing that the public hearing, when it is, which is tonight, and the date, and then the adoption meeting is the 28th. You have to the end, if you guys have it, I'll call her tomorrow, but you may be able to, if you don't decide, I could have had her here, but I didn't realize you wanted her here.
Well, we don't, because we're still new at learning this budget, all of us, I figured she would be here so she could answer questions, because when I talked to her the last time, she said that we should not pass any raises or anything because of the new changes that are coming in 2026, and so like none of the 3% raise for the fire department, no raises across the board.
She said she figured it in, but, not
She said that we should not vote for that stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so like I said, the adoption meeting will be on Tuesday, October the 28th, and then down here on
So
this,
the adoption meeting will be when, did you say?
it's right here.
Oh, Tuesday the 28th. So our next meeting is when we're
Yeah.
supposed to do the full adoption of this? Okay.
And then on down there it says estimated civil max levy. That is the amount of money that she estimates that we will receive. Let's see, right in my notes. It's the estimated amount of property tax revenue we can collect for a year. That's what she's estimated that we can receive.
For next year?
Yeah. And then the property tax cap credit estimate, let's see.
Is it the 28.7 right there?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking you guys know what I'm talking about. 28,700, it's the property tax cap credit estimate.
Which is what? Where does that come from?
It is the amount from, let's see, the property tax cap credit estimate, the amount of property tax a property person can be charged.
Amount of property tax?
Yeah, it's the amount of property taxes they can be charged.
Who can be charged?
The property owners.
So everybody here in Redkey? All of us? Okay.
Isn't that a percentage of what the county gets on property tax? No, we get a percentage of that.
I don't know if
I don't see where we're the ones collecting property taxes when it's done.
We get $2.
So the taxes go to the courthouse, and then the
Right.
courthouse disperses
our
it.
part.
Yeah, we
Yes,
get them
like
twice
yes,
a year.
yes.
All right.
Twice a year we get
What
them.
is it, Gordon, 180,000 every half?
Well, she's saying it's only 28.7.
Well, that's the amount. It's the estimated amount of property taxes that an owner can be charged. That's not the amount, that's what.
What are we talking about?
She's talking about the property tax cap
So-
credit.
So the cap credit, so back in 2010, when there were property tax caps put in place, the best way to describe this, when property tax caps were put in place, all of the units or every house was put at 1%. So if if a house was worth $100,000, they couldn't pay more than $1,000 per year. But if the total property tax cap for the school district, the county, and the town and the township would have been, if that total tax rate would have been $1,200, that means that there would have been a $200 tax cap loss. That means that there's a $200 tax cap. That's the $200 tax cap. So there is a $200 tax cap loss that is received by the town. Each unit has a tax cap loss. So when I say each unit, the county has a tax cap loss. There is the school district has a tax cap loss. You all as the town have a tax cap loss. If the fire department, if their taxing district has one, a library, a solid waste district, every taxing district inside of the inside of the county has one of those. And so anytime that you have an aggregated taxing district will make up that total taxing aggregated amount. And anytime that there is greater than, and that taxing number is going to be greater than the maximum tax cap number, that is what creates the tax cap loss, and that is what that number is generated. So what this is showing that inside of the town of Redkey, there is $28,700 that you are recognizing that you are not able to collect because of the property tax caps that were put in place in 2010.
So now, if we had 180,000 last year twice, so this year we get less than that, right?
No. So what it looks like you're going to get this year, you're going to get 328,000. So that's
Which is the number above that
Yeah.
28.7, that's the number we'll get.
you'll get that number divided in half twice. So it's
So we're gonna get 328,977
Be about
divided in
the
half, so
same.
329
Well,
divided in half,
Just a little
right?
bit less, not much.
About $164,000.
about 164,000. Now that actually, you'll get that 2 years from, right? 2 years, because we're always a year in arrears.
Next year,
Next year.
yeah.
Yeah, so it did go down, Jimmy, it's at 164.5.
Okay,
right.
yeah.
Yep.
Do we know what it was last year?
Thank you so much.
It was 200 and some last year, wasn't it, Jimmy?
I thought we drove 2 draws, it was 180,000 each draw.
Right?
6
180.
months, that's what I thought, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah,
100.
yeah, so
180,
Seems like
so
it.
it went from 180 to 164.
Yeah,
So we're talking about a $40,000 loss. Sorry, he's
Thank
trying
the
to
government
get.
for that, for rewriting the property taxes in the state.
Yeah. So a loss of about $40,000 for 2026 that we won't be getting. Okay, go ahead, Gloria.
okay, and then on down, it just names all the fund accounts. It names the estimate, budget amount that we have put in for. And then it's got the maximum estimate funds to be raised. And then the current levy, tax levy. And the very first line, I'm sorry.
Or you're not on general?
Yeah, I'm going across.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sorry, I can't follow me.
So what is the current tax levy? That's the amount of taxes that we get in? Is that what that means? Right here?
Which one?
Right here?
Current tax levy is
Yeah.
298.
So here, I'm confused. I know I'm trying to learn this, but I'm confused because if you're saying that we get $328,977 for the year of next year, but in the general fund, we have $481,673.
So when they figure property taxes in the town, they work off an 18-month budget, not a 12-month budget.
Okay,
So
okay.
they're always figuring that
Yeah.
that you're going to get the back half taxes. So they're utilizing the second property tax payment in November in addition to the two property tax payments that you're going to get in the following year. because you still haven't received the second half taxes for this year.
Right.
They're going to figure that you're gonna get those in addition to this year's.
Okay, I got you.
In addition to that, they could also figure what you also have in the bank, but I don't believe that is the case in this particular case.
Okay, all right.
It just goes down and lists each fund name, like the local roads and streets, motor, vehicle, highway, park,
So where's the Lowett fund at that? Because that's,
at the very bottom. Lowett special,
is it this one now?
95.
That's the new, that's what it's gonna be called. So the new Lowett fund, wow, but that's, so that's an estimated budget of only $3,600. So, no, it says,
35,000.
where are you at?
Public safety low right here.
Oh, so it's the next one down. I was looking at the one above it, okay. So
Public safety.
for next year's public safety Lowett, it would be 35,000, and then what is the Lowett special distribution? What is that one? You don't know? Okay. So you're gonna, they said that they were making the Lowett only for fire department next year, which was my understanding, and I could be wrong, but I could have swore that's what Janet told me, that the police will not be allowed to utilize it, it's only gonna be for fire. But it just seems like $35,000 just isn't much for the fire department. Especially when we give them, we give you like pretty much $26,000 at the end of, towards the end of the year in December, right?
Right, that's the fire compensation.
Does that come out of this budget here, this Lowett budget?
No.
Where does it come from, the general fund?
yeah,
That's one of the line items in the general fund.
yeah.
Okay.
The general fund.
Because I knew they were changing it, so that's why I'm asking. So that came
Below
out.
it, and I'm still fairly new at this, I'm just as new as you guys are, but the Lowett fund is completely separate from
It's
the
totally different.
line items in the general fund.
Okay, so even if we give you that out of the general, I mean,
So-
that still only leaves $35,000 for a year's worth of any needs that you guys
So I
have.
think that would come into play, like, we talked about the rescue truck needs and repairs, so I think that's something, that, the current we're gonna have is gonna be well above what our $4,500 is in truck repairs in the general fund.
Yeah.
So I think that low can be used for that, I'm assuming.
So you, I mean,
Fire under
it could
service.
also, you could take the fire department out of the general fund and use it. You could just use the public safety Lowett for that, for the compensation. That's one option.
Okay.
There's a number of ways to do it, if that is correct. Now,
You're still trying to figure it out?
yeah, so, and I'm just looking at the contract, so the compensation here that I see is $26,000 for fire compensation, and then I see fire insurance for $11,710, so that obviously is more than the $35,000. So you have to leave something in the general fund, but oftentimes, in many communities, you'll have a general fund, and then you'll have a special, you'll actually have a fire fund, and you'll have a police fund that are outside of the general fund. So they'll have their own funds, and so you could have that, and if the public safety Lowett is outside, so if that is a revenue fund only, that is a fund that could go to could fund that fire fund. Now that, in addition to those funds. So I'm not saying that that should be the only funds. So I don't want Mark to hear that those are the only dollars, because that's not my intention here.
Right,
So,
and my concern with that, like I said, we've got
Right.
a fairly hefty bill coming up
Right.
for a rescue truck.
Right.
So if we use that for the fire compensation, then where are we gonna get the money to
Yes.
to do the bigger repairs?
right, and I understand. I'm not trying to mix the water. I'm just trying to say that
There's ways to change it around so that you can utilize it in different areas.
Right. I just want everybody to understand that you don't have to continually fund the fire department out of the general fund, and part of the reason I said this is because you've now created the park fund in addition to this, and you don't
I
have,
don't even see it on here.
right, you do not have you've not funded a park fund here. You've not funded you put $4,500
See, that's why I
into
wanted Janet here.
park funds, and if you're
I
going
didn't
to,
realize you wanted her here, I would have had her here, I'm sorry.
so.
She became,
So I mean, I think the questions that I ultimately have is that the downfall is, and here at the end of the day, the downfall is a budget is the same, is a fight for the same scarce resources
Everywhere.
everywhere. So you have to understand that if you cut from one department to fund something else, so if you wanted to dump $30,000, maybe it's not the best word. If you wanted to take $30,000 from one department to put into a park fund for a park fund project, you need to find that $30,000 and remove it from another fund and say, I'm no longer going to do a project out of that department. Or if you're going to buy and repair a fire truck, you need to understand that I'm not going to be able to do a project in possibly in a park fund. Those are two easy ones because those are oftentimes pick a priority, not necessarily priority, pick this year, I'm going to focus on this one, or I'm going to save for this project or something else. The other things, one of the questions I would have for Janet is, I don't see a sinking fund. Where are you saving for currently, Mark, for your fire,
For the pumper,
for the pumper?
so there's a cumulative capital fund,
Okay,
and I didn't see it on my paperwork. Like last I heard was I had about 142.
had 142,000.
Yeah. But other than that, and my understanding from early on this year was that we couldn't use that for that.
But I think
Yeah.
Mara has done
Mara-
some studying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mara
said
certified that she said back
Right.
in February that we could.
Right, I saw her memo saying that
Yes,
that
we
it could
could
be
do
used
that.
for that.
Right.
Right, so one of the traditional areas that we see is oftentimes a sinking fund or leaving it in a cumulative fire fund. So I just,
So
Yeah,
you're
right
saying.
now, we don't have, other than that cumulative capital fund and the LOA, there's no funds being put back for new vehicles.
for new vehicles.
And that was one of my concerns because all of our
Right.
trucks are 20-some years old,
Right.
so
Right.
this is the first of many we're gonna have, coming
Coming
up.
Mhm.
And we don't really have a way to fund that right now.
Okay.
I think that may have been taken away by a previous board, like many years
Sure.
ago.
Again, same fight for scarce resources. Yep. And then, Gloria, do you know which one of the motor vehicle taxes is the restricted that has to be spent on?
It's the 003.
Yes. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
It can't be used for certain stuff,
Yeah,
right?
So of the motor vehicle, the $50,000, does that go straight into the 003? The budget estimated dollars?
look at my, looking at this page here. I don't think that, no. Okay, motor vehicle,
No, I don't see an 003 in here.
2003, it's motor vehicle highway, 2003, right
Oh,
there.
yeah, right here.
There's 50,000
here.
that's in there.
So all of
It's
the,
on page 4.
so all of the $50,000 is gonna go into the restricted?
Yeah.
But if we can't use it for certain stuff, right? Why would we put $50,000 in that then? if you-
Does it all have to go in there?
Yeah, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
It has to
She
go.
says that we are short, when I first took office, the very first of the last year, that was some of it, but was already short when I took office, that we get money from the state and you're supposed to half it up, half in the 003 and half in the 00.
Right? Yeah, half,
One.
each year, half and
Yeah.
half is supposed to go there.
Yeah,
But it
and
was
the
short,
first- Yeah,
the first year was short.
And then the first probably 3 or 4 months, maybe 6 months, I did not know that you hacked it, and I put it all in the 002. So that's one reason.
But there will be some money left in the 002 so that we still can get like salt and, I mean,
Well, she said that she left that all because we're so short, she don't want us to take anything really out of it.
okay, so then how do we pay for the stuff that we've been paying for currently out of the 002? I mean, if she puts none in there and we're at 0, then how do we buy the stuff that we've been utilizing out of that? I mean, that's a question for her too. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying? Because currently we use that, we use that for the cold pack for holes in the roads and all of that stuff. And
Which the
well,
cold pack
salt,
should,
it could come out of the other one, but we were in the negative, so,
Yeah.
you know, but, and then, salt for the streets
and
and
salt would not qualify. Cold pack,
it would in the
oh,
So we had
Two.
one, yeah.
yeah.
see, and if we don't have nothing in the
Right.
002, then how do we
Right.
continue to maintain the streets?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, like the salt and all that
And she's
stuff.
got LRS going in there.
She's got what?
LRS money, which is not, LRS money would be your,
Local roads and streets.
yeah, and that is not tax money, that's not property tax money, that is,
So you're saying that 20 grand can't go in that spot?
no, that 20 grand needs to go in that spot. That 20 grand is your, when you go and register a vehicle.
Okay,
That's what LRS money is.
so that's how you pay for like plates and title and all that stuff?
Right, that's where that 20 grand is coming from. I'm sure that's what she's having to use that
You
for.
can look at I gave you guys a
But let's-
copy of the
Yeah, make-
estimate revenue paper too, so it's behind that, so that should help.
yeah.
It shows what we got in, left for the rest of this year, and then what we'll get in for next year. And that's, where it comes from, like we have the cigarette tax.
So what we have and what they put in, and then the total is with the combine of both of them? Like, is this the combine of this plus what we get for this year?
I don't think.
No, it should be,
Or
or it
is
should
it
be a third column if you wanted the aggregate.
for the total?
Yeah.
So it would actually be both numbers combined, it
Correct.
would be a total for where we're starting for next year if we have to spend it by the end of the year.
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah, and if we don't spend it, it carries over.
so right now we do have in the, but this motor vehicle highway right here, the MVH right here, is this 002 or 003? Do you know? Where it says the 29, can you see where I'm at right here? Yeah,
That's the total of these right here. That's the total of the.
of the 708.
Yeah, and the excise tax, motor vehicle highway, and the will tax, that's those together, local roads and streets. See the 4,000, the 23.
Okay, but I don't
Six.
see us in the I know I might be asking too much, but I don't see us in the negative. So if we're not in the negative, why is she putting the whole 50 in there? I'm confused. Because she said we were in the negative, right? We were in the hole, that's why
Well,
she
let's
had
say
to
I
put
got
50
a-
in there.
If it shows them in this or not.
Am I making sense?
Which one?
Like here, for the motor vehicle things, which is the 078, okay? So it's the R1416 and the 137. Combined, those, she said, so they're saying that right now, we still have $29,117 in that fund, and combined with the three.
So these are only revenues. This is what she's predicting you to get the rest of this year. So these are not.
From July 1st,
Yes. Yeah, so these are only revenues that she's predicting you to receive.
so it's not what we have in there currently.
These are
Okay,
not fund
so that's
balances.
not what we have currently.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a little complicated in there.
It's way over my head because we only learned it one time last year in a 2-hour seminar and we've never talked about it since, so
Yeah. it's
I'm
confusing.
confused. I mean, you agree? That's why I wanted her here because we have so many questions that only, that because she did this, that she would be able to help us with so much. And with the way it is, even if we have questions, we don't know how to change them. Because, we only have 2 weeks until the next meeting when we're supposed to vote on this. When does it have to be in? By November the 1st? Is that when it has to be in? You're saying yes, Austin? That's why I wish we wouldn't have waited till this stinking late in the game.
When would she be available, Gloria?
I can call her and find out. She went to one.
So all these numbers, January 1st to December 31st, these are projected amounts that she says that we may be getting, correct?
Yeah, so the budget form 2 is your miscellaneous revenue.
Right.
Yeah, so this is what she's predicting. So again, when I say that the state of Indiana works off an 18-month revenue projection, what they're doing is they're saying this first column is what they're projecting you to receive from July 1st to December 31st, and then this is the revenue that they're projecting you to receive in all of 2026.
Okay.
So
this is a
At least the
6-month
numbers are higher
projection.
than the other ones,
Okay.
so
Right.
all the numbers, none of these are below what we had. So, I mean, that's a good spot to
Right,
start with, and
right.
like you, I'd like to know more information on that.
Right.
Actually, I have quite a few of these on here, I'd like to know more
Yeah.
about.
I know.
So,
Because I mean, I don't want to vote on something that I don't understand. First of all, because like Janet said, we should not be given any raises at all. And she said, if you do decide to give the fire department their 3% raise, it can't take effect until July of next year. If you choose that, because by that time, then we will be past this 6 months and into the
Right.
12 months.
so when she says that, I think what she's saying is, don't give any, let me make sure I say this right. Don't give any department raise, right? Don't increase any department raise right now, right? Keep your budget flat because we don't know what the total effects of Senate Enrolled Act 1 is.
Yeah, because she said she can predict this, but that doesn't mean that that's what we'll do. The numbers could come in lower
Right,
than this.
right, because there's some
Because of the
unpredictability
cuts.
right now.
Yes.
Yes.
Then
So,
you come back and say we
so-
got that.
but
Yes.
I still think you're on the right track. I do think you want to hear from her and understand. And I still think there's some questions as to, and I agree with you, like where ultimately do you need to have these dollars going?
Are you understanding too, Mark?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Is it okay if I take a picture of the budget form too?
I think we should give you one when it's all said and done.
That would be wonderful if I got it one.
Yeah.
That's budget form 1, I think.
Oh, well, you can look and see what.
Are you
I've
talking
got
about the
budget
budget
for
for two?
Yeah.
For two? No, but when we leave, Gloria can give you hers and then you can print off another
Oh,
one.
I've got it.
Is that
You wanna
okay?
take
She'll get,
pictures of
yeah.
that
Yeah, we take pictures of it every time we look at it.
Yeah.
compared to last year's?
So if not, I can give you one.
Here's an extra.
She's got one, Mark, you can have.
Here's an extra one.
Is there a page?
Mark.
to it?
There's like 12.
Revenue.
Page 2 of that.
Yes, there is page 2, tonight.
He has
Right
it.
here.
If all these numbers that
Thank
she predicts and stay like they are, which we know they're not,
Right.
and there's no way in hell that's
You want
gonna stay
a
like
picture, page, you get
And we
page
also
2.
have to take into consideration, I don't know, but like the bonds that we have
that. Yeah.
on the water tower and the sewer, every year the payment is larger, every single year.
So the good news about those is those are all driven off of your utility rates. So those have nothing to do with your,
The payments do though, right?
no, those are all driven off of your utility bills. So those have nothing to do with your tax rates.
So they base our payment on what we get in our utility.
Those are based off of your utility payments. So those are all gonna be off of your utility payments. So that's what,
We have a copy of what they predicted our payments would be every year from the day they put it in until the day it's paid off, is that right?
yes,
And-
but again, those are paid by the utility rates. So
I'm
those are,
confused,
okay, so utility rates are what people pay for water
Right.
service.
right?
So taxes do not pay for water service and water, and
So
so.
our utility revenue is not in this general fund?
Right, right.
It's a
You're-
whole separate
It's its
entity.
own separate entity.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
water and sewer service are their own, they're their own
Okay, I
set
did not
of.
know that.
Nope,
Did
that's-
you?
No, I didn't, but
Yeah.
I'm glad you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, so,
So the money we get for utilities
these
is a
are
whole
outs.
different
Yeah,
ballgame than
they're-
what we get from the
correct,
state.
correct.
Oh, well,
Yep.
that makes me feel a little bit
Yeah,
better.
they're their own,
And,
Yeah,
they're their own little game.
okay.
So when you do a utility bond, or you do a general obligation bond in municipal, they will look at two completely different things. So when they come in to do an audit for the municipality, when the State Board of Accounts comes in to do an audit, they'll look at both your utilities and they will look at your general fund, but they are looking at two completely different sets of numbers, right? If they're looking at your utility funds, they are looking at customer payments, they're looking at at your water meter rates, at
Sewer rates, the
sewer
water
rates, water
the
rates,
adjustments.
all the adjustments and all of those things that you deal with. When they come in to look at your taxpayer numbers, they're going to look at your budgets, at whether your taxes or your taxpayers are actually paying your taxes. What are the bills that are being paid out of there actually the things that should be being paid out of there? Are your workers are the workers that are working, if they are street employees, are they actually street employees or are they utility employees? So they're
So
going
you know
to
where
be,
to pull that fund from.
are you paying for the people out of the right types of funds?
Okay,
So,
alright.
yes.
All right. Okay, so because you know more about this than we do, what questions should we be asking Janet then?
So-
Because I'm really confused with some of this.
So I think you guys are on the right track. I think some questions that you've asked is
Do I have
large
concerns?
well, no, I think what is the large expenditures that she has based her budgets off of, right? So if she has published these rates for the budget estimates, what are the large expenditures? What does she expect out of each of these funds to be there? We know that we've set up a park fund, that is a new fund. Is there a way that we can fund that park fund? And if so, where can we draw some additional dollars?
We've had this park fund, this is not the park fund for that park fund, we've had this park fund, and that's what we pay, like the utilities and stuff out here. Are you thinking about the new park fund?
Yeah, we need a park fund for
Yeah,
the
the
Yeah.
park
park
board.
board.
Right, so if we're gonna have a park board and we're gonna start looking at creating a new park,
Yeah,
we need to think about how are we gonna pay for projects out of
Yeah.
there? So how are we going to
gotcha.
gonna
Where are we
pay?
gonna pull from?
Where are
to
we
put
gonna
it
pull
in?
from there?
How much money we got in the park board right now?
Zero.
We don't have anything in the park
Sure,
board.
they
What we
don't
have
have
in this
anything.
park is for utilities. They put that in there every year to pay the utilities of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The park board that we got don't have any money. I thought they had $22,000 and they paid $9,000.
That's you're talking about something totally different. That's the Little League. That is the Little League. We're talking about the park board that we just started with Jenny,
We don't have anything in
that we don't have any funds for
I
her.
don't have that shit because I volunteered for it. and
Well, she hasn't got it all set up yet, but we've passed an ordinance that said clearly that we do have a park, we will now put a park board together. So now, what we're saying is, we have to have a fund of some kind for that park board to be able to utilize.
Okay, well, we get the funds from the old park board that they had, $22,000 that they give them.
Do you know what he's talking about? Well, I'm
I
sorry,
don't
Jimmy,
know.
I want
I don't
to
know.
understand you.
There
but-
was a park board before, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm
And
saying
then
it's
they
the park
had
board
money.
and they got money and the parking with money. That's what I'm saying.
So we used to have
They
a
had
park board.
$22,000, they paid
Who was on that,
$9,000.
who was on that park board, I guess, and who was on it, and
I don't know who all was on it.
So you're saying
It
there was
wasn't,
$22,000 and they spent $9,000 of it and there should be the remainder left?
I think that's what it was.
Is that what I'm understanding though?
Yeah, I think so. I got it in there. I got the record at home.
are you thinking of like what they have in their own
Well, when they
account?
tore down that, that big tall building right over there,
Yeah,
that one right there, I think that was $9,000. But then I think they had $22,000.
but that came out of the Little League fund, not,
That's what I was
not
thinking,
our
that's the
fund.
Little League fund in the park.
I'm not going to Little League anymore, but that was my understanding.
Yeah, I think that.
Which is a whole different
I think
ballgame.
that's
than
Nothing
this.
to do with this,
That has
yeah.
nothing to do with us.
That's what they make from the concession stand and stuff like that. And that was for the Little League and, you know, that's not the
Yeah.
park.
It's part of the money that they take in for uniforms and to play
Okay,
the
that's just what I
ball.
was, I think I got the thing wrong.
I know what
Will you bring that to our next meeting, Jenny?
Control, we
Spent
don't have to have
$9,000
any
park board
control.
that they're building that park.
I guess
So will you
got
bring
some
that to
money
our,
to do
our
somewhere
meeting
else.
on that
I'll try to,
Tuesday?
yes.
If you can find it,
Yeah, I'll
okay.
find it.
All right.
Yes.
What is your question?
Well, on this, I was going through and I see that, she's got listed $7,400 for animal control.
Yeah, we don't do animal
do
control.
that.
So if that money's in there, you
That
take
could
it
be
out.
taken
put
to the
somewhere
park,
else.
right? That could be
Yeah.
made into a park fund. And where is
Yeah.
that at? What page?
Very last page on,
Page 6,
yeah, page 5, sorry.
or page 5.
Bottom of the page,
Yeah,
that can be moved over to the park board or whatever.
Yes, Gloria, can you ask her about that?
Yeah. yeah, we can use that. for
What do you
something
think
else.
about that? That's a start, right?
Sure, I mean, I think those are the kinds of questions that we ultimately have. And if you want to go line by line, that's the kind
Yes.
of opportunity. So, and then I think the fire department questions can kind of start to, the Lowit, a better explanation on the Lowit, because you had an understanding, I had a different understanding that Lowit could be used for both fire and police.
They're gonna change that, she
Yeah.
did say that, I don't know for sure when they're gonna do that.
So,
If it's next year or.
Yeah, that was not my understanding, but I've not followed
So
it,
can-
so I need to,
Can we get a clarification from
Yeah.
Janet on exactly what the Lowit in 2026 will be used for?
We'll have
okay.
to wait till they begin and
I think
So-
it is.
well, no, not necessarily, that could go administratively through,
Oh, it can.
through
Okay, it's
DLGF or.
by
or-
2028,
okay.
the state is gonna do away with the way it is now, public safety and Lowit.
Yes, in
Like-
28 it is, but
So
I didn't
not
think that was gonna
26.
happen in 26,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it will be still used for fire
And
and,
police in
And police,
in 26,
okay.
because in 28, they're gonna give everybody the opportunity to adopt an income tax. As it is set right now, they're going to give everybody an opportunity to adopt an income tax in 28, and that could be used for full-on replacement of property tax, as I understand it, but there are going to be a number of revisions to SEA 1.
Oh.
And the
it
next
was my
quarter.
understanding
the
that
government
property
cuts
tax is
property
going
taxes.
away.
Is gonna put it on the local government to
To-
take the fall for it.
Yes,
I don't want no part of raising anybody's damn property taxes,
Right.
especially mine.
Right, exactly.
What the hell?
so I think those are some of the questions. And again, this is not me saying we should necessarily change, but I think
That's why we should be picketing the state house.
you guys are not wrong.
Seriously, I mean, if you want your rights, you gotta say something, and if you're gonna say something.
Well,
you
that's
gotta
crazy,
picket
and
it.
they just made themselves look good, and it's gonna fall right back on the local
You need
small
to-
governments like us. We've already lost money in the upcoming year.
Well, you need to blow up Braun's phone number and let them know your concerns, and you need to blow up Prescott's number and Lehman's number and let them know how you feel about the situation.
You know, they had that meeting in Dunkirk explaining that with Prescott and all them there.
I should
They
have went.
failed to mention who it was gonna fall back on in the end. They didn't say a word
Did you go to
about that.
thing?
I went to one.
Wonder
Does that
why?
surprise you?
No, it doesn't, it
I
doesn't.
don't know about the last one.
Alright, so are we going line by line on, okay,
I would not do it tonight because I don't think you're in a position to do it tonight.
but here's the thing,
Mhm.
we only have 2 weeks and we're supposed to vote on this.
But I think you need to talk with Janet because I don't think you're in a position where you can get the answers to those questions.
I'll
We
call
make a
her first
decision.
thing
Even
tomorrow.
if
Even if she could, even if we could set up some kind of a Zoom meeting, yes. But we would have to publicize it and everything else because the public would have to be allowed to be in on
Yes.
that. And
At
that
least
means
be-
we're gonna be pressed for time, so we have to know like ASAP when she could do that.
Yeah, I'll call her first thing
And
tomorrow.
then Ted, are you able to set a Zoom call up out here on a computer screen? But you can do that for me? Great. Great. Okay.
I do have a question, if you don't mind if I come up and
I said,
just, So this is last year's. Same Form 2 that we had.
Yeah, okay.
So it's looking to me like last year was only 342 coming in, and this is 438.
And so these are just revenues, these are predicted revenues,
Okay.
so.
General fund's a little bit closer, but still have more coming in. You were saying $40,000 under?
If you look at the totals on the front, the estimated levy cost, that max levy, if you do that, last year it was 180 a quarter for those taxes. And this year it's only gonna be 164.5 for those taxes.
I don't have that one. I'm just trying to.
Do I
I
want
see
to
based
use
off
for
of it.
sure too?
So it doesn't make a difference if we got more money coming in or less money.
Well, of course it does, yeah. I'm
You
just
just have mine, I've
confused.
got, well, I can give you that one. Let's see.
Do you know anything about these budgets, Austin?
He's learning. You're learning this, y'all.
So
I
this
don't feel
one's,
so bad.
the reason this one is more is because this one shows the garbage trash collection. And this, and the lit, this one has the lit that this one did not have. So this one has 2 or 3 that this one did not have. So if you look at,
This would be nice to have it side by side.
Yeah.
What we had last year coming in, and what we had this year.
so if you look at, it's $11,000 different.
Right. It's still going up by 11,000.
Yeah.
In the general fund.
In the general fund, and that could be that they just haven't spent $11,000.
It's still going
Well,
up 11,000 versus down 40,000 is what I'm trying to understand.
So,
And I just don't know. I'm not trying to be
yeah,
argumentative.
Hey,
No,
listen,
I'm trying to learn.
we don't really know either.
yeah,
They're making hard, eh?
the,
Has it always been this hard, Mark?
so the
You're right.
problem
Yeah.
is while this,
Last year was my first year.
so while this is going up, what they're showing is that their levy is going down, so their asking is going down. And that has to do with the function of the property tax because of SEA 1, which is, so their asking is going down. So even though the general fund is going up, so you're right, the freeze is going, or their amount is going up.
Or
Which
she
is
could have,
good.
or she could have manipulated things that went into the general fund
Yep.
too. She could have changed those. I don't know. That's why I wish she was here. I mean, I don't know what she might have added into the general fund that wasn't added in there last year. Does that make sense?
And that's what I said. Side by side, 25, 26 would be.
And I wish we weren't down to the nitty gritty on this.
Yeah.
We talked about that last year.
I know.
And without seeing this sheet from last year, I can't tell
I
you
don't have that.
what the difference
Yeah.
is, because this number is that estimated number, and I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm
I don't have that.
spitballing that number, so this one right here, so,
I got a question on page 3 here. It says JCDC $2,000. And we gave them $3,000 and they just got done giving Dunkirk $250,000.
It's a whole different ballgame. You gotta pay to play. That's the truth. You
How
have to
Dunkirk
pay.
get $250,000?
Listen.
I'm listening.
Because JCDC is like our economic development here in Redkey. They lend people money or give people money to do businesses or tax reductions or whatever, right?
Not really. So that's all run through the economic development.
That's what I'm saying.
Each towns.
Right.
So JCDC is kind of our secretary for that and organizing.
We paid
But JCDC
them,
didn't
the
give
$3,000 we
Doug
paid them was like for the grants for the streets and all the work that they do to
Yeah.
help us. Is that?
So there was, right, exactly. $250,000 was most likely a grant that JCDC worked on for Dunkirk.
right.
Kinda same as they look
Well,
on
I guess that's what I mean, we
Ours
pay
paid
them to do
caravans.
services for us, you gotta pay to play, they do us a service and then
It's government.
they help you get the best bang for your bucks.
According to the
It's-
audit, that's our income for everybody. That's according to the state audit that we have. In other words, that's part of our income.
I'm confused, help me out here.
All right, JCDC is part of our income. They're supposed to be giving us, it's right on the audit. We get receipts from JCDC, we get receipts from property taxes, we get receipts from boat taxes, we get receipts from all this. But now JCDC is supposed to be giving us money.
Why
Now
would
they
they
give Dunkirk $250,000 on their budget. And we give them $3,000.
we gave them $3,000 to
That's right.
help us
Dunkirk
with
pays
those.
more than Redkey does.
That's against the state law.
I said Dunkirk pays more than Redkey does to JCDC, I believe. Because they're a bigger town.
And they got lots of businesses and stuff that we don't have, right, yeah.
If you look at the amount of your paving grants and stuff like that you've got, that $3,000 investment is going a long way for you.
Yes,
According to the audit, we get that money. We don't give that money, we get it. That's our receipts. Part of our receipts. I can read it right off the audit that we got. Yeah, that's part of our receipts. It ain't part of us giving them money. We get money from them.
I'm confused on that,
Well,
Jim.
I'll bring the audit. I'll bring the audit to you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. And then,
Okay, well, he's saying that it's on the budget, that on page, what page?
page 3.
Page 3, we give them $3,000. Where do you see that at? What number down? Oh, I see it, JCDC right here.
Yeah, that's it, $3,000.
Yeah,
Yeah, according to the state
Oh,
audit,
yeah.
that's our income we got coming in. So,
that's paying. See, and then what's this new street department operating expense? That's that $50,000 that you're talking about that she put in the MVH? You see that, that's right
I
here.
see that.
Do you see what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
that I am, too.
I mean, I have so many questions that I just don't
Right now
understand.
without her being
I
here.
know.
And I'm not gonna vote on any.
And if we don't vote by November the 1st, we get no budget for 2026.
We can't do something we don't know nothing about.
we'll get there.
I mean, she should have been here.
She would have been here, I didn't realize you guys wanted her here. Or I would have had, she would have tried her best to come.
Well, we got a week and a half.
I'll get a
For our
hold
meeting. We
of
got
see
a
what she
week and
said.
Tuesday.
Yeah, not next Tuesday, the following Tuesday.
Well, let's have another meeting.
We're gonna have to, that's what I said, we're gonna see if we can't set up a Zoom call with her, because without her being here and being able, she made these, and she knows what's in them, and without her being here to answer our questions, it's like beating a dead horse. So, I mean, I guess we're just going to, if there's no more questions, we're gonna adjourn this meeting, and we're going to get a hold of Janet and set up a Zoom call. And Mark, I'll try to make it at a time when hopefully you can be available as well.
6 a.m. is best for me.
6
Hey,
a.m. No way, dude.
Are you serious?
4:30 is better for me.
6
You get
a.m.
one to Jenny too.
to,
Mine's
Jenny.
about 9 a.m.
This is just what we
Coffee,
had-
egg, ready to go.
I was gonna say,
okay.
I'm good at 11:30, I really am.
Right, yeah.
I would be bringing that to you and
Oh, appreciate it.
What you might need in 2026, is that what you're saying? So you would total all these up,
Hey, man.
Yeah.
or is this the
This seems
total?
hard
This for cockroach or something with it?
The different one.
yes, yes.
Right, that I'm saying, so this would be the
I don't know
total
what
for
it is.
2026 that you need, Mark?
Cockroach.
I'll take that in the back and burn it. For another one.
You can enjoy that with your coffee on tomorrow morning.
I see.
Where that came from. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
So am I correct in saying that for 2026, then your estimated that you will need is this amount of money?
Right, for all the general.
In the proposed column,
Now, that doesn't include the big repair on the rescue truck or the pumper. That's just our normal
Excluding the pumper and what else?
and the major repair on the rescue truck.
And the repair for rescue. And then the money that you get to pay everybody already comes out of our general fund, so
Yeah,
that's,
that's what that is.
oh, okay, that's what this is. All right.
And that's
Now,
where
is this
it
in-
was just flip flop. last year.
Is this including your 3%
That
stuff?
is, yes.
Okay,
So this is what we were planning on bringing last year, didn't get an opportunity to. This was what she had down. So even like
big
last,
difference.
well, she flip-flopped those two
Okay.
last year.
Alright.
So last year, on the budget, she didn't have the 3% increase. And we talked about that early in the year at the meetings when we were talking about the contract, about going ahead and doing that. So that's what the 3% increase is.
But that was for 2025, so
For
this is
2025.
already the
That's
3% from
3%
25 to year,
yeah.
right?
So you're only talking 800.
Yeah, it's not that much, yeah, right. Alright,
Listen, I gotta go to lunch, I'm gonna leave, we will vote on it.
no, we're not making any votes, so I guess I'm going to, and anybody out in there, you guys have any questions out there? No, anybody? Okay, well, we're gonna adjourn this meeting then. Sorry that you came all the way out, and that we appreciate you having you here, and Pete,